Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. Over the years, ever since I started teaching cooking classes, I have talked to many people, and most of them expressed to me that they would like to cook more often. Many of them said to me they would like to cook every day. However, it is difficult for them to find time to cook. And because of this reason, I developed a cooking system. I call it the fast cooking system. The fast cooking system will allow you to put a meal on the table in about 20 minutes or less. And the reason for this is because the system is designed to be highly efficient, and it is also practical. But more importantly is that this system is designed to be very spontaneous. That will allow you to cook with spontaneity and intuition. It requires very little planning before you start to cook. But still, you're able to cook a meal from scratch using all fresh ingredients. The reason is the combination of the four attributes of the cooking system. That is flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. Of all cooking methods, stir frying is probably the most spontaneous method for cooking because of the use of the wok. And also, stir frying is fast because you can use a high heat during the cooking process. More importantly is that in stir frying, all the ingredients are cut up into small pieces, so they can cook relatively quickly. So you can put a dish such as this egg Foo Young dish, which I'm going to demonstrate in this video, usually in less than few minutes. And because of this reason, you are able to cook any time that you want, because you know you are not going to commit a huge amount of time into cooking, as many other cooking methods has been demonstrated in the past. But with stir frying, you know that within about 10 to 15 minutes, you will have a dish all ready, and you can cook from scratch using all fresh ingredients. Stir frying requires prepping, but in some cases, the ingredients will be already prepped. For example, in frozen vegetables, this frozen vegetable mix is already ready to be cooked. And the quality of the frozen vegetable mix is almost as good as fresh vegetables. So from that standpoint, you can always leverage your prepping by having some frozen vegetable on hand. And in this case, you can have fresh vegetable almost any time that you would like. Now, egg dish is particularly suitable for stir frying because it is very quick, and stir frying will allow you to cook egg very rapidly, as will be shown in this video. I always have some eggs on hand, and you don't really need that many eggs to make a good stir-fry dish. And here I'm going to use only 4 eggs. And then a lot of flexibility of how you season your eggs. In here, I season it with my Walk with Tak basic seasoning mix, which is a unique seasoning mix that will provide you with great umami flavor. Now, the best wok to use, in my opinion, is a stainless steel wok. But make sure you use a stainless steel wok that is what is known as tri-ply, which means that there is a layer of aluminum sandwiched between 2 layers of stainless steel. Stainless steel is not the best and most even heat conductor. However, aluminum is excellent, and by sandwich a layer of aluminum in between, it makes stainless steel excellent as a cooking utensil. A stir fry can be placed on any type of cooked surface, such as this glass top electric range. However, you need to understand the property and the characteristic of this type of cooking range, so you can adjust the heat accordingly. Now, most people have the impression is that you need to have high heat to stir fry. However, only during certain phase of the cooking, you need high heat. In other phases, you might actually need to use low heat. Therefore, heat management is critical. One question people always ask is that when do you start to add oil to the wok? And the answer is very simple. In here, as you've shown, that once the water has completely evaporated, you know your wok is hot enough, and this is the time when you want to add oil. You do not want to add oil too early because it will not spread evenly as when the wok is hot. And this is also a better way to create a non-stick cook surface using a method which will allow you to create a surface that eggs will not stick to it. In cook an egg dish, it is essential for you to create this type of non-stick cook surface. Now, a stainless steel wok can be easily seasoned using this method. And this method, which is basically is that you heat up the oil to its smoking point and you let it smoke for about 15 seconds and you are ready to cook. And I call this method spot seasoning method. The reason I call it spot seasoning method because you basically season it right at the spot each time when you're ready to cook. And the consequences is that with a stainless steel wok, you can create a non-stick cook surface without any doubt using this method. And normally 15 seconds is long enough. Sometimes you can even go a little bit shorter. As you can see here, now the oil is at its highest temperature. When I add the egg to the wok, the egg starts to bubble immediately. This is an indication is that the egg is not sticking to the bottom surface of the wok. As you can see, I can easily use the wok spatula to push the egg from the outside to the inside. And this actually opens up the space for the uncooked egg to fill, and this makes it cook faster. And the next step is that I add the frozen vegetable directly from the freezer to the wok. And this actually turned out to be really a good way. And next, I gently fold the egg over the frozen vegetables, almost like you are making an omelette. This method is very simple. As you can see, it really takes minutes to cook. Next is that I am going to put this egg over the rice. Now, this actually is sufficient for 2 people if you are not a huge eater. But this dish is unique because next I'm going to make a gravy, and this is the traditional egg Foo Young method. To making a gravy, I use cornstarch. I use about 3 parts of water to 1 part of cornstarch. And this will allow me to create a gravy to go over the egg. In order to avoid lumps in the gravy, it is important to mix the water and the cornstarch, create a even suspension before you add it in the wok. As soon as I add this to the wok, which is slightly warm, you notice that it starts to form gel almost immediately. But I can add water to dilute it to create the consistency that I want. And next is that I'm going to season the dish first with some oyster sauce, which will create a nice umami flavor. And then I'm going to add a small amount of dark soy sauce. The dark soy sauce will add a saltiness to the dish, but it also will add color to the dish. And this is what a traditional egg Foo Young in its presentation. And this is only one approach for you to create a gravy, but it works very well. And then next, I'm going to pour the gravy over the egg Foo Young. Egg Foo Young is a Chinese-American dish because this dish is not found in China. This dish is invented in America. In China, this type of dish also exists, but it never will be coated with a gravy. The gravy is a combination of the American style of gravy with a Chinese-style stir-fry egg dish. So this is truly a fusion dish, and it became very popular in the United States over the years. And in fact, now egg Foo Young is popular all over the world. And you can say that this is a dish contributed by the American culinary tradition. However, you can consider this dish as a template because you can modify the ingredients in this dish by many different ways. You can substitute the frozen vegetables with other type of vegetables as long as those vegetables either cook in advance or they can cook very rapidly because the egg Foo Young dish takes only minutes to cook. And you can also add different kind of proteins. Shrimp egg Foo Young is extremely popular. It's one of my favorites. You can also make chicken, pork, or beef egg Foo Young. So as you can see, stir-frying is an extremely flexible and adaptable cooking method. This allows you to cook many different kinds of dishes. And you can choose different ingredients to create the dishes with the flavor that you want. The important thing is advanced prepping. Now, advanced prepping goes beyond just using frozen vegetables. You can have fresh produce that cut in advance and store in the refrigerator. You can prep them once a week, and you can use them for the entire week. This dish provides demonstration of the efficiency and the flexibility of the fast cooking system. With flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir-frying, and template-based cooking, it is easy for you to put a meal on the table, usually in about 20 minutes or less, using all fresh ingredients that you can cook from scratch. And the end result is that you can use home cooking as a viable alternative to fast and ultra-processed food. So if you want to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.